our students asked, how quickly can you make a nail?
Well, let's get to it.
"28 seconds from rod to nail." That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Although these days, sometimes I feel like I'm slowing down.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I know I asked you about how quickly you can make a nail, but what I really want to know is about the people behind the nail.
Sure.
This quote comes to mind.
I think I know the quote you're thinking of.
A common smith who, though accustomed to handle the hammer, has never been used to make nails. If upon some particular occasion he is obliged to attempt it, will scarce, I am assured, be able to make above 200 or 300 nails in a day, and those too very bad ones. A smith who has been accustomed to make nails, but whose sole or principal business has not been that of a nailer, can seldom, with his utmost diligence, make more than 800 or 1,000 nails in a day. I have seen several boys under 20 years of age who had never exercised any other trade but that of making nails, and who, when they exerted themselves, could make each of them upwards of 2,300 nails in a day. The making of a nail, however, is by no means one of the simplest operations. The same person blows the bellows, stirs or mends the fire as there is occasion, heats the iron, and forges every part of the nail. In forging the head, too, he is obliged to change his tools.
So in 1776, Adam Smith is basically saying there are nailers and there are blacksmiths, and they don't necessarily do the same thing.
Right. We can actually go back to the 1568 Nuremberg Book of Trades and actually see a nail maker illustrated. Blacksmiths have always made nails, but they're not doing nails day in and day out. Their work can be very random. They work iron, and then there are nailers, and that's all the nailer will do is make nails.
And in Jamestown, in early Jamestown, I know there was a blacksmith. Were there also nailers?
There's probably no nailers. There's no nailers listed, but there is evidence of the blacksmith at Jamestown making nails. In that evidence, in the archaeology, we see the blacksmith's tools for making nails, which are not necessarily going to be the same tools that a nail maker uses.
So they're basically making nails as needed. But if you look at all of the buildings in our recreated James Fort, that would require a lot of nails.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of nails. John Smith in 1624, in his book, A General History of Virginia, New England, and the Summer Isles, said that people coming to Virginia should be bringing 2 pounds sterling worth of nails. That's probably hundreds of pounds of nails to accomplish what they need to put up, what they need to build, the structures they need to put together.
So most of these nails are being made in England, probably by exploited labor, and then shipped across the ocean.
Adam Smith was probably nice about it when he said boys under 20, although when Thomas Jefferson establishes his nailery at Monticello in 1794, this is enslaved child labor, and these are boys that are 10 to 16 years of age.
Gotcha. So if they are making nails all day, every day, I imagine they're working at a much faster pace, making a lot more nails.
Much faster, many more nails. Adam Smith says a blacksmith at his probably greatest effort could maybe do 800 a day. Those boys that are making nails are doing 2,300 a day. In 1795, Thomas Jefferson says his nailery is putting out 8,000 to 10,000 nails a day. And then a year later, in 1796, there was a nail cutting machine installed, and the nailery is putting out a ton of nails a month.
That really makes you think a lot about a nail.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to the public as our modern blacksmith and our recreated James Fort, what does a nail mean to you?
My fingerprints are on everything here. The nail in and of itself is not important, but it's the volume of nails. Our governor's house has 5,000 nails. Our church has 2,500 nails. That's a lot of repetitive work, and a lot of wonderment for kids watching that nail get made. At least when I'm making a nail, somebody can see that whole process take place. When I make a hinge, that might take a couple days. Nobody ever sees that beginning, middle, and end.
Gotcha.
And then to think back that there are people that just make nails, that will only ever make nails.
Right. So it's really about the people behind the nail.
I think so.
Nailed it.